Hi there, my name is Liv. I am a fitness instructor from South Wales, and I've recently had a pretty serious lisfranc injury. I thought it would be interesting, since I've reached a big milestone in my recovery process, to document what's happened so far, so the journey so far to get to this point. For anyone out there who has had this injury and is in the thick of it right now, so if you've just had the injury, if you're waiting for surgery, if you're recovering from surgery, whether you're right in the depths of cast life right now, this is just hopefully going to be a little bit of reassurance that things do get better. So at the moment, I am 8 weeks to the day post surgery. So 2 months ago on this day, I was probably in surgery right now, actually. Yeah, it's about 2:30. I think my surgery, I went down at about 1:45. So I would probably just be about now to go into surgery. So a scary, crazy thought. So yeah, 8 weeks post surgery and 10 weeks post injury. So it took 2 weeks in order for my foot to be ready for surgery. So if there is anyone out there watching right now and is feeling a little bit or a lot down, frustrated, anxious, I get it. Trust me. So hopefully this video you can see where I was and where I am now, which is still very much at the beginning stages of recovery, but through what I think it is the worst bit. Well, hopefully the worst bit. But that bit at the beginning where you're really, really, really feeling pain, frustration, not being able to move, not being able to do the things that you want to do. Yeah, been there, still there in a way, but a lot better. So I'm gonna get going now. I'm gonna stop blabbing. This is something I have an issue with. I can waffle a bit, so apologies about that. I will try to make it as succinct as possible. Okay, sorry, bit of granola in my tea. Let's get going. So basically, if anyone isn't already aware, so maybe you're watching this video, maybe you're one of my customers, and you're not sure what a lisfranc injury is. If you think about the middle of your foot, so where the arch of your foot is, the lisfranc joint is what connects that part of the foot to your toes. So the toes, your metatarsals, and they're connected then to the midfoot. So those bones there, the tarsal bones in your midfoot. So basically, yeah, the lisfranc joint is what connects those two parts of your feet. From what I know, I've done a bit of research. I might not be absolutely 100% accurate, so don't take everything I say as word, but from the research I've done, this is what my understanding is. This joint is held by a couple of different ligaments which just help to stabilize it, and in a lisfranc injury, these ligaments can be strained and they can be completely torn. The bones surrounding the joint, so those bones in your midfoot and your toes, can be fractured, or there can be also complete dislocation. So it can be quite a complex injury. There's all sorts of different things that can happen. So one injury might be completely different to another. So somebody might present with one thing, someone else might present with something very different. I will go into it a little bit later, what exactly happened with my foot. So the initial impact, so the injury. Let's take you back. Sunday, the 29th of June. Lovely evening, sunny. Opened a bottle of wine, had a couple of glasses, being a bit merry, being a bit silly, being a bit careless. I was coming down the stairs. We've got stairs that have got like a curve in them, so they go round like a bend. I was coming down the stairs, just as you do, and misstepped, tripped round the corner. So one of those, the narrow part of the step on the corner, or one of the steps on the corner. And I can't, it was just such a blur. And because I'd had a few drinks as well, you know, things were a little bit blurry anyway, but just went down the stairs. So I think it was about 6 or 7 stairs, and all of my weight, so I just missed the flu basically. All of my weight landed on my right foot. So I just landed on the hard ground. We've got tiles at the bottom of our stairs. So all of my weight just went all the way down onto my right foot. I then was thrown backwards onto the stairs. It was quite a big impact because I had all bruising on the backs of my arms. I didn't know at the time. I only found out afterwards. But yeah, I had all this horrible purple bruising all the way up the backs of my arms. So anyway, obviously not good. I scream out in pain. My boyfriend's upstairs. He comes running down. He thinks I've hit my head because I'm sitting on the stairs and I'm disorientated, totally disorientated. Obviously in a lot of pain. Just completely also confused about what's just happened. So yeah, disorientated, I think is the best word. I think I must have gone into shock. I didn't faint, but my vision went black. So I could still hear. I still had my senses. I was conscious. I could hear my boyfriend. I could hear myself speaking. But my vision just went completely black. So I don't know if it was the pain. My body went into shock. But that was scary. That was really scary. So again, my boyfriend thought I'd hit my head. So he's panicking. He's looking in my ears for blood. I'm standing up. I'm trying to stand. I don't remember any of this. He tells me after. I was trying to stand and he's telling me, sit down, sit down. He was really panicking, bless him. Got me a drink of water. And thankfully, after probably about 30 seconds, maybe longer, maybe shorter, I don't know, my vision started to come back. So thank God for that. And it hasn't happened since. So it must have purely just been to do with shock. Anyways, obviously something's wrong. I tried to stand up again. I cannot stand. It's agonizing pain. Could not put my foot down. Yeah, I'm in trouble. So we rush off to A&E. This is probably about 9 o'clock at night. Luckily, our local hospital is only 10 minutes away. So get straight down there, get into the waiting room. It was completely full. We're thinking, oh God, we're going to be here for hours now. But luckily, 10, 15 minutes I was seen. I must have been prioritized. I don't know, because of the injury. At this point, the foot is blown up. It's like a balloon. I get taken in to see a doctor. A nurse. She examines me, and then I'm sent off for an X-ray. As I was having the X-ray done, the lady said to me, "Has there always been such a big gap in between your big toe and your second toe?" And that was the moment that I looked at it. I was like, "Oh my God, it's huge." It was massive, or it felt massive. It's not, it wasn't like huge, if you get what I mean, but in relation to my other foot and relation to how it looked before, there was a significant space in between those two toes. So I'm thinking, oh God, what could this be? Anyways, I have the X-ray, and then I see a doctor first. Sorry, I see a doctor first. It doesn't really matter, but I see a doctor first. She gives me a full body examination, blah blah. Then I go to have an X-ray. Then the long wait. So I'm sat in a corridor just waiting for the results of this X-ray. On a side note, we were meant to be going on holiday. Me and my boyfriend were meant to be going on holiday on the Thursday. So my cousin was getting married in the south of France on the weekend, and we were going to be flying out and spending a week in France, making a holiday of it. So I'm just concerned at that point about the holiday. I'm thinking, we could still go on holiday, right? I was thinking I wasn't in that much pain, even though my foot was massive. I obviously couldn't stand on it. I was sitting in a wheelchair, and I wasn't in that much pain. I don't know if it was the shock was still the shock. I was still in shock even. Adrenaline was pumping through me probably. But nurses kept going past and saying, "Do you want some pain medication?" I was like, "No, I'm all right. I'm not too bad." Honestly, it was bearable. It wasn't. So I was thinking, there's no way I've done any serious damage, even though it's swollen up. It might be just something muscular. I've strained something or sprained something. It can't be that serious. Surely I kept saying to my boyfriend, I'd be in a lot of pain right now. If I'd really hurt myself, if I'd broken something, I would be screaming in pain right now. It would be unbearable. I would be begging the doctors for pain relief. So I'm going, yeah, we could still go on holiday. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Probably have to take some precautions, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Then the doctor comes back over to me. So this is about an hour later. And she says to me, unfortunately, and I'm like, oh no. Unfortunately, you've broken some bones in your foot. Okay. Oh shit. And you're going to need surgery. And I literally felt my heart stop and then drop. And I'm not exaggerating, that's how it felt. It was like, huh, to the chest. Because number one, I was not expecting it. It was completely out of the blue. I know I'd really hurt myself. Don't get me wrong. I know I'd hurt myself, but never did I think I would be having surgery. Like from just falling down a couple of steps to be having orthopedic surgery was just like mind-blowing, and I just burst into tears. I just couldn't believe it. Number one, I'm thinking, right, holiday's cancelled. Can't go on holiday. I'm going to miss my cousin's wedding. Heartbreaking. Then, of course, it hits me. My classes. I'm a fitness instructor. I rely on my body, my feet especially, for my work. What am I going to do? How long am I going to be laid up? How long am I going to be off classes? What is going on? I've got all these questions running through my head, and I'm just panicking, and I'm just so scared. You know, I haven't even gone into surgery. Is serious. You know, you think surgery and you think, oh my gosh, it's scary. It's a really scary thought. And just to come out of nowhere like that, and you're not prepared. It was horrible. It was really just, yeah, it was a moment I will never forget, that stop and drop feeling, and just that total overwhelm of all my senses and my whole body just going into total like mode. Anyways, so I'm then sent off for a CT scan. Obviously on the x-ray they could see the breaks, but the CT scan just gives a more fuller image of the foot. I'm guessing they can go in there, and the consultant, the orthopedic consultant surgeon, will then be able to see exactly what's going on and what they'll need to do. So it's just more in-depth kind of look at the injury, basically. And then orthopedic consultant then comes over to see me. He was lovely. He was very nice. Everybody was lovely. Everybody was lovely. Everybody was so good. The doctor was lovely. She was very kind when I was crying. She came in and bought me tissues. But he there was something about him. He just had a really nice way about him. He sat me down, basically told me what I'd done. So here we go. He said, what you've got is called a lisfranc injury. And I'm thinking, what the heck is that? He said, first of all, that I think he wanted to kind of just soften the blow a little bit first, maybe, and reassure me. He said, people do generally tend to recover quite well from these, so that at least that was something. He said, you're going to have surgery. As soon as the swelling comes down, you're going to have surgery, and then you're going to be in a cast for about 6 weeks, and then we're going to get you into a boot, and you're going to be doing some physiotherapy to get you going again. He said, we'll try to get you back. He'd been filled in that I was a fitness instructor, I think, or I had told him. You know, they all ask the same questions at the beginning. Every time a new medical professional talks to you, they ask you the same load of questions. What do you do was a big one. Literally all of them. One of the first questions was, what do you do for a living? What's your job? So I guess they want to try and see the impact that the injury is going to have on you. So he said, we'll try to get you back to your fitness instructoring as soon as we can, but you are going to be out of action for a while. So the injury, basically I had fractured multiple multiple tarsal bones. So those oh God, I can't speak. I'm so sorry. There's so much to say, and I'm just trying to just trying to get through it as quickly as possible. The tarsal bones, so those bones that form the arch of your foot, the midfoot. I'd fractured a few of those, and then I'd fractured a few of the toes as well, so the metatarsals. So it was quite significant damage that had been done. And then also I believe that I had torn the ligament, the main ligament, the lisfranc ligament that attaches from the second toe to the midfoot then. And I think that's what caused the separation of the toes that the lady who gave me the x-ray was talking about. So basically my toes have been displaced from the midfoot, and there was significant breaks. At the time, I had no idea like what he was saying really. He was giving me all the medical jargon. He was telling me the different names of the different bones. And at the time, it was just too much for me. I was overwhelmed anyway. But all I knew was it was a serious injury, but and it was going to take a long time to recover. But recovery was possible, and good recovery was possible. So that was reassuring, at least. So for anyone else who is going through this, I had a very serious injury, multiple breakages, all sorts going on down there, and I was given a good prognosis. So just hopefully that brings some comfort to people if you're going through the same thing. Anyways, I had a big old cast put on then, and I was told to go home and wait for the swelling to come down, and the hospital would be in touch with me, and they'd get me into surgery as soon as the swelling had gone down enough. So I went home, and yeah, that first week was weird. I think I was in a bit of denial. I think it didn't really properly hit me until the second week what had happened. I had to cancel all my classes, which was just horrible. I had to tell all my clients basically there's no classes on for the foreseen future. I don't know when I'll be back. I don't know what's happening. I felt totally out of control. Yeah, it was a scary time. It was horrible. And something else, another caveat. The consultant that I had just spoken to, he said, until your surgery, the only time you are to get up is to go to the toilet. Apart from that, you are to lie down with your leg up, leg elevated the whole time to get the swelling down as soon as possible. He said we ideally want to get this surgery done within 2 to 3 weeks. For the best recovery. So yeah, being told that you can't get up, you just have to lie down constantly. You can't do anything. You cannot do anything, basically. Yeah, that was a tough pill to swallow. That was hard. From being somebody who's so active, I teach classes nearly every day. And when I'm not teaching, I'm out walking. I'm doing yoga in the garden. I'm doing YouTube workouts. I'm always doing something. It's a big part of my life. It's a big part of who I am, my identity. So to be told you can't do anything whatsoever was not a nice thought. But I want to get this surgery done. I want to have the best recovery possible. So if I got to do it, I got to do it. So yeah, pretty much spent that first 2 weeks then just lying down. The pain wasn't too bad considering. I had some pain relief that I was sent home with, and yeah, it wasn't too bad though, actually. So at least that was something. Anyways, wind forward now to the 14th of July. That is the day that I actually had the surgery. The swelling had come down enough for me to have it. So I was taken in by my partner. We went in at 7:30. We were told to go to the surgical assessment unit in our hospital. And the guy, Alex, consultant who I'd seen at A&E, he came out, he took a look at my foot. He said it's looking good. There's still a little bit of swelling, but it was a pretty, severe injury, so that's to be expected. But yeah, it's come down enough for surgery to go ahead today. So surgery will be going ahead. We'll find you a bed now and we'll get you sorted. We'll get you on the list and we'll get you down as soon as possible. So a part of me was so relieved. I was really, really, really happy. I just wanted to get this done so that I could start recovering, because until then, nothing was really happening really. So I was thinking, right, finally some progress and get this sorted so I can get recovering. And obviously another part of me is scared as hell. Surgery, scary. So yeah, I'm in two minds. I'm like, yeah, let's go. And then another part of me is going, no, I'm scared. But that's completely normal. Everyone is gonna experience that. It's totally normal. It's totally part of it. But it had to be done. And in a way, I quite liked being not given a choice about this. I quite liked being told you've got to have surgery, because if I had been given the option, take the surgery or don't, I probably wouldn't have taken it. I would have been like, oh, I'll just live with it and live with any side effects, unless they were really, 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 really bad. But the fact that I was told, no, you need surgery, basically the toes are all displaced, the bones are broken. If they heal like this, you are going to have serious problems. You're going to have a lot of pain. You're going to probably walk with a limp. You're probably going to, you're going to be basically really impaired. So yeah, it was basically told you're having it. You've got no choice in this really. And that's fine. I'm glad. I'm glad they did, because there was no ifing and ahhing. There was no second guessing. There was no questioning things. It was just, this is what's happening. So anyway, so 7:30 I go in. I'm just sitting in the waiting room basically. The surgeon came to see me. He was nice. He just explained what he was going to do. Basically, I was having an ORIF, which is, I forget now exactly what it is. But basically, they make an incision in your foot, open it up, and then they manually align the bones again. And then they fix them in place with hardware, so screws, plates, wire, things like that. And then they stitch you back up, and that's it. So that's what I was going to have. And I knew that already. The consultant already told me that. So I was prepared. So he just explained exactly what was going where. I went over my head away. It was cool. I was like, oh wow, it's amazing what they do. I could appreciate how amazing it was, but at the same time I was thinking, oh, I don't know. I just want to get this done now. I was quite scared. I was kind of going in one ear and out the other. I was just so overwhelmed by it all. So anyways, yes, waiting in the waiting room, having all sorts of different people coming to me. I'm having to sign lots of bits of paper. Decided I was told I was going to have a general anaesthetic. I was offered a foot block as well, which is I believe another anaesthesia just for your foot. Basically helps with pain relief afterwards, but I decided to opt out of that because she did say to me, it's very, very low risk, but there is a risk of some nerve damage. And I thought, I've already probably got some nerve damage. There's a risk of that from the actual surgery. And I'm already having a general anaesthetic. I'll be having pain relief after. So I just didn't see the need of having that as well. So I opted out of that. So yeah. Anyway, I'll move on a bit now. So I think it was, about 1:30, 1:45 then they called me. The nurse came in with the gown. I said, it's time. And she was like, yes, it is. So I went and changed into my gown, got on the bed, and then I was taken down. And at that point, I was anxious, but it didn't really hit me until I got into the room to have the general anaesthetic. And they were lovely, the ladies there. I think there was about 3 or 4 of them, and they were so nice. They were so reassuring. They talked me through everything. They could see I was anxious, and then they were so kind. They really were lovely. Everybody, all of the staff at the hospital everybody I've come into contact with on this process has been amazing. So yes, so that was it then. So I had the mask on, and I was told to count down from 10 and just think of something nice, go away somewhere nice. I started to cry a bit. I was just completely overwhelmed. I think I was still in a state of shock, like, how am I here? How has this happened? What? And also the fear of, is this going to work? Is something going to happen in surgery? Again, normal feelings. So yeah, is this going to work out? Is something bad going to happen? All these thoughts are going through your head. Anyways, went off to sleep. And the next thing I know, I've woken up and one of the ladies is saying to me, "Oh, hey, you've woken back up. The surgery went well. Only took 2 hours. You're doing really well." And just, it was so lovely hearing that reassuring voice and that positivity as I was coming round. So again, I just burst into tears. The relief, just total relief that it was over, and that part of the journey is done. The worst bit, the surgery, is done. So I was in a lot of pain, I'm not gonna lie. It was painful because I didn't have the foot block as well, so it was a lot of pain. But within 5 minutes, given lots of pain relief, I was feeling a lot better. And I think after about 20 minutes, I was sitting up drinking tea and eating biscuits because I hadn't eaten anything because of the op. Hadn't eaten anything since, I think, oh gosh, 10:30 the night before. By the time I came out of surgery, I think it was about 4:30ish. So I was starving. I was ravenous. So I think once I felt better and the pain had eased, I said, "I'm hungry," and the guy looking after me went off and got me a cup of tea and some biscuits. So that was really nice. Anyways, I was then wheeled off to a room. A room became available, or a bed became available. So they were just waiting on something to pop up for me. I was in recovery for probably about an hour, waiting for a bed to come available. And then one did, and it just so happened to be in its own room, which was lovely. So I had like my own toilet and shower. Not that I used it, but that was, it was nice to have. My own TV, a lovely window with a view, and oh god, I was so happy. I went and thought, oh, this is amazing. So that was really nice. Yeah, so that was it. So surgery, for anyone who is waiting to go in, honestly, it was absolutely fine. Like, you work yourself up, you get in your own head, you're overthinking, you're thinking of all the worst things that are going to happen. And for me, none of them did. Went to sleep, didn't feel anything, went off to sleep, and I woke back up and it was all done. And yeah, it was painful, but the pain meds will help with that. Don't worry, the pain meds take that pain away, so do not worry about it. But yeah, it only took 2 hours. The consultant I spoke to said he thought it would probably take around 2.5 to 3. So it was obviously it was very straightforward for the surgeon and his team. And yeah, successful. So went off to my room and was just left in peace. And that was quite nice because after a very stressful, anxiety filled day, just to lie in a room with no noise and just be by myself and just be at peace was really nice. My boyfriend came in for about an hour to see me, which was lovely. And yeah, so that was it. So the next day, I was in hospital for 2 days. The next day was actually my 34th birthday, so that was mad. Spent my birthday in hospital, recovering, which you might think is quite depressing and quite sad, but actually it was a really nice day. I had people coming in, my parents, my brother, my boyfriend, his family, just coming in and out. So it was always constantly somebody coming in. And we had cake and we just sat around and chatted. And yeah, it actually worked out really nice. It was actually a really nice day. And it's definitely a birthday I'll never forget. So, okay, so that's the 15th. So I was in there 2 days and then I came home then on Wednesday, the 16th. Sent home with a big old bag of pain meds. And yeah, basically said bye bye. We'll see you again in 2 weeks' time. See your consultant, and we'll see how everything's looking. So I was in that first cast for 2 weeks, and then I was in a second cast. So I was sent home after surgery. I was put into a second cast then for 2 weeks. And then I went to see my consultant then, just to assess, make sure everything was looking good, make sure it was healing well, which it was, which is great. And then I was put into another cast, the final cast, for 4 weeks. So yeah, non-weight bearing. So yeah, that was probably, yeah, that period from after the surgery to the end of having to wear the cast, that kind of 6 weeks, that was tough. Tough, not weight bearing. Again, like wanting to get up and go, but being mindful that you're healing, and yeah, just being very careful. Basically, you just want to get back to daily life. You want to get back to normality, and you can't. And I know it's tough. But after that 6 weeks, then again went back consultation with my consultant to check everything was looking good. Again, it is. And I was put into a boot, and that's what I've been in now since. I've been in the boot for almost 2 weeks now. So that's been really nice, and I can partially weight bear with crutches. So I thought I was going to be put into the boot and I still wouldn't be able to weight bear for a little bit. But because it's healing well, my consultant said I can start to put a bit of weight. So that's been really, really, really nice. So it's just lovely just to be able to walk around the house and to be able to do a couple of jobs, help my partner out with some things, because he's basically had to take over everything. So it's really nice just to be able to unload the washing machine, put the washing up, get a cup of tea. And obviously I can't walk through to the living room with it, but I can make a cup of tea, which I couldn't before. And just getting a little bit of freedom and autonomy back has been really nice. So that's basically it. That's where I am today. So at the moment I've got my foot up, it's right here. I haven't got the boot on. When I'm sitting down, I take the boot off, and I have been told to still keep it elevated when I'm sitting down. So it's all looking really good. The incision, so where they made the cut, that's healing really nicely. And yeah, so I start physio in 2 days' time, and I have another consultant appointment at the hospital with my consultant in just over 4 weeks' time. So that will be deciding then what happens going forward. So this next couple of weeks is going to be big in the recovery journey, I think. At the moment, I've just been doing some movements on my ankles. So my consultant told me just to be doing some point and flexes, gentle movement, keep my knee moving, so bending, straightening my leg. But for now, that's all I've had. So I'm really looking forward to physio and starting to really get some movement back and start strengthening, and yeah, getting on to the next stage. So I thought this was a good opportunity to do a kind of a check-in, because it's such a big milestone, and then follow up on the recovery in a month or so's time, just to see the next stage, for you guys to see the next stage. So if you are going through something similar, it might give you a little bit of hope that recovery is possible, because I know when you're in the thick of it, you can just feel completely hopeless, and you feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. I know I definitely did. Just some days feeling so low, and feeling like I was going nowhere, and I was never going to get back to moving again, and feeling, oh, this is my life now, this is it, and it isn't. So I just wanted to reassure anybody who's feeling that way right now that progress is possible. You just got to take it one day at a time. That's what I've been doing, and take the highs and the lows. So one day you might be feeling quite good, you might be feeling quite positive, and then other days you might feel really low, really down in the dumps, and that's okay. It's all part of the process of healing and going through something traumatic, which is, as you go through an injury like this, an experience like this, it is really hard. So I just wanted to let anybody know out there, if you're feeling really down in the dumps and you can't see a way out of it, that there is a way out of it. You just got to get through those first couple of weeks, months, and they're the hardest bits. And then after that, start to regain movement, autonomy, independence, one day at a time. And every little step forward is progress. So just being able to stand up, being able to put my foot to the floor, even though it's not directly on the floor, it's in a boot, that just felt amazing. Being able to walk around and not having to hop, honestly, it feels so good. So if you are still in full on in cast life right now, or you're on bed rest, know that these days are coming. Just be gentle with yourself, be kind to yourself, and if you start to feel yourself getting low, then that's totally okay. That's all part of it. But next day, try to pick yourself back up. Fresh day, new start, and just see where you go. And then again, if you're feeling low again, that's okay. It's all right. Things are going to get better. Things will get better. So I'm really excited about the next stage now. I'm really excited about getting moving, getting my physio. And it's going to be a long process. I know that. I'm hoping to get back to my classes soon. The gentle classes, so things like yoga and Pilates, hoping to maybe get back to those in the next month. Probably won't be able to do much. I'm aware of that. We'll see how physio goes, but I might have to do a lot of stuff in a chair, but that's fine. I just want to get back and be with my customers and just get back to some sort of normality, even though it's not normal. It's not going to be normal, but it's again another step forward to getting back to normal. If things will ever be normal, this injury, I don't know how it's going to heal, if I'm going to get back to 100% again. Hopefully, but if not, I might have to adjust. I might have to adapt and modify a few things. We will just have to see. I don't know at the moment what the future looks like, but I'm staying positive, and I think that's all you can do. So I think that's it. So I hope this video has helped anybody. Sorry if I've waffled on. I think I've been going for about 45 minutes. Oh my goodness. So apologies for that. If you didn't make it through, I don't blame you. But if you did, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it has helped. I would love to do more videos. So if you would like any more information, maybe some tips on things that I've been doing over the last 2 months that have helped me, just let me know. And then also I hope to do another video in a month or so's time, just to do another kind of like follow up and see the progress from this video. So if you would like to see that, just let me know. Right, the doorbell just went, so that's a sign, I think, telling me to wrap it up a little bit now. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have if you're going through the same experience, if you've recovered, or if you're right at the very beginning, I'd love to hear from all of you. So please let me know in the comments where you are on your stage of recovery, what things have helped you. If you have any advice that you can share, I'd love to hear from you. And that is it for now. So hopefully you're all doing well, and keep your chins up. Sometimes I hate that when somebody tells me to keep my chin up, but do you know what? It works. At the time you're like, I don't want to keep my chin up. I just want to be miserable. And yeah, sometimes you do. Sometimes you just need to feel your feelings and be sad and be angry and be frustrated. But as soon as you can, get that chin back up, hold your head up high, and you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. So that's it, guys. So hopefully things will continue to progress, and next time I see you, I might be walking without crutches. Who knows? I might even be out of the boot. We will see. Only time will tell. So until then, hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day, evening, week, month, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye.